Just as the first 4 seals belong together and the final 3 were slightly different, the same applies to the trumpets. Let's examine the first 4 trumpets together now, as they're relatively straightforward. The first angel blew his trumpet, and hail and fire mixed with blood were thrown down on the earth. 1/3 of the earth was set on fire, 1/3 of the trees were burned, and all the green grass was burned. The first judgment is hail and fire mixed with blood falling from the sky. Now, what would cause hail and fire mixed with blood to fall from the sky? Some suggest a volcanic eruption. That would certainly explain the image of fire falling from the sky, and there have been previous examples of blood-red coloured rain falling to earth, possibly as a result of the dust and ash being thrown into the air and mixing with the water as it falls from the clouds. Volcanoes are also known to produce spectacularly violent thunderstorms, and this could account for the hail. Others speculate that this image of fire raining from the sky refers to a meteor shower, whereby the Earth will be bombarded by asteroids. A third theory is that solar flares could be to blame. Physicist Professor Michio Kaku recently stated that, "The sun is having a temper tantrum and it's getting worse and worse. My greatest fear is the Earth getting hit by a large solar flare and all hell could break loose." Whatever it is, we're clearly looking at a massive natural disaster, almost certainly some kind of storm which will have a devastating impact on the planet. 1/3 of the Earth's surface is going to be scorched by fire. Then the second angel blew his trumpet, and a great mountain of fire was thrown into the sea. 1/3 of the water in the sea became blood, 1/3 of all things living in the sea died, and 1/3 of all the ships on the sea were destroyed. When the second trumpet is blown, what definitely appears to be a massive volcano erupts and then falls into the sea. This has a devastating impact on 1/3 of the sea, killing the marine life and destroying all the ships in the area. The main feature of this judgment is that 1/3 of the sea turns to blood. We have occasionally seen similar events to this on a smaller scale. When colonies of algae grow out of control in the oceans, they can occasionally produce harmful algae blooms or red tides. These blooms have harmful effects on people, fish, shellfish, marine mammals and birds. Indeed, these blooms are often fatal. The best guess I can give is that the volcano falling into the sea will somehow fuel one of these blooms, which will destroy the sea life. The blood of that sea life may then also play a large role in turning the water red. Then the third angel blew his trumpet, and a great star fell from the sky, burning like a torch. It fell on 1/3 of the rivers and on the springs of water. The name of the star was Bitterness. It made 1/3 of the water bitter, and many people died from drinking the bitter water. John describes a star falling from the sky, burning like a torch. Stars can often represent angels in biblical imagery, but in this case, his description is almost certainly that of a literal meteorite. When it hits the ground, it seems to have some kind of contaminating effect on the fresh water supply, and 1/3 of the Earth's drinkable water becomes polluted. Many people will die from drinking that water. Then the fourth angel blew his trumpet, and 1/3 of the sun was struck, and 1/3 of the moon, and 1/3 of the stars, and they became dark, and 1/3 of the day was dark, and also 1/3 of the night. When the fourth trumpet is blown, there are more problems with the sun, moon, and stars. Since the sun had already been described as going dark, and the moon had already been described as turning blood red back at the sixth seal, we must deduce that those previous events were only temporary solar and blood moon lunar eclipses. Such things are relatively common, so the sixth seal eclipses must have been unusual in some way to signify the transition out of the tribulation and into the day of wrath, but no lasting damage will have been done at that time. Here, however, it seems that there is severe and permanent damage done to the sun, moon, and stars, which all lose 1/3 of their brightness. Not only will this create more darkness on the Earth, but obviously a diminished sun will lead to a drop in temperatures too. Since the temperatures on the Earth are finely tuned for life to flourish, a drop of a third will cause significant problems in many areas and leave currently habited places uninhabitable. It's also worth noting that the problems unleashed by the 7 seals will still be rampant and increasing in force throughout the 7 trumpets. There's no mention of the 4 horsemen being called back or the broken seals being resealed, so all the while there will be an increase in false prophets, famines, economic crises, natural disasters and wars. Our timeline now looks something like this.